Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the St. Louis Park Rec Center, along with Bart Archer and Pete Wagner. Bart, we got a big game here today.
Yeah, indeed we do. The 0-2 Thunderhawks taking on the Red Knights of Benilde St. Margaret's.
Thunderhawks coming off a game yesterday at the Pagel Activity Center, which resulted in an 8-1 loss to the #1 ranked Skippers, who are defending state champions and looking every bit the part, Bart Archer.
Yeah, indeed they are. But Pete, there's a goaltender in for the Red Knights. It's Charlie Fratellone that's going to tend the nets for the Red Knights. So Limesand going to get the day off.
Carter Limesand played against the Edina Hornets. It was a sturdy game between those two teams, a 5-2 Edina win. We're underway here from the rec center as it's going to be played back in behind the net. Jammed on the play behind for the Rapids Thunderhawks. That's Cody Miller. Bart Archer, one of the great preparation guys in the game. Thank you for
Some say I overdo
taking
it.
care of that.
Never have too much information in my eyes.
Your eyes only. Murphy is there at center, and it's sent back into the Red Knight zone. It's Callahan. The Red Knights are a fine skating hockey club. We all know they're a little bit younger. We get all of that, but they can skate with the best of them, Bart.
Well, and I think that the first game that they played, they got challenged by a very good Hopkins Royal team, but then they played Edina and actually held their own, and I think it's going to kind of grow their confidence. They're going to be effective as this year progresses, but they came out with a lot of fire today. It's up to the Red Knights to contain them early, or up to the Thunderhawks to contain them early. A lot of activity going on.
Red Knights now control. They'll play this one to Tristan Sarsland off the boards and sent right back in behind the net. Fratellone, the sophomore, wearing sweater number 35.
Well, if the Thunderhawks have their way, they're going to challenge them quite a bit, and getting some shots early doesn't hurt the situation, but the Thunderhawks look like they're keeping up speed-wise with this Red Knight team, which is not an easy thing to do. And this is a Thunderhawk team that started the year 0-2. They played against a very formidable defending state champion, Minnetonka, and actually played with that Minnetonka team for about a period and a half, and it was 1-1, but then Minnetonka scored a goal that was contested by the faithful from the Thunderhawks, and it just seemed like it took them back, and they played catch-up from that point on. And once Minnetonka gets that opening, they took full advantage of it. So they're looking to turn the tides today in an afternoon affair here at the rec center.
Quickly down the slot area, that chance for Barr misses the mark, and that one's going to be sent to the far corner. Barr now plays this one back in behind the net. Gay with it, looks in front. Nice save made there by Clafton. Hangs on, sticks get up off the side of the net.
Well, emotions are getting a little high early in this contest, but it was Cooper Gay that did a nice job of actually bringing the puck from behind the goal line out front, trying to go short side on the Thunderhawks goaltender, but he closed that opening in a hurry. Face up now to his right. We're early in this contest, still scoreless, but the Thunderhawks coming out of last year, they average about 1.4 goals for per game, so obviously they want to get some offensive flow a little bit more than last year, and they have the horses to do it. This is going to be a better team than they had last year as far as potential. They have good speed, but they just have to kind of get some confidence and bury a couple early, and then they can skate with anybody. It's just a question of getting that offensive success that was missing last year.
Regrouping in their own zone are the Red Knights, in control with Seamus Foley too far for Barr. And now it's on the stick of the defenseman Cody Miller, the sophomore, as the Thunderhawks play this one in behind. Red Knights. It's funny, the Thunderhawks had a little bit of a warm-up jersey, kind of going via the Eden Prairie Eagles, a little bit of a different look, and yeah. I'm thinking, what's this? Well, and then now we're back to old home. I feel a little bit more comfortable. I wasn't adjusting well. You were thinking the same thing, weren't you?
I was, actually.
You're thinking this isn't right. Now it's Warner with it for the Red Knights. This is our third game of the Red Knights here within a week, Bart. We've seen plenty of them, as of course we call all of their home games. Had their one roadie with Edina as we do their home and away games. We got Edina girls and Hill Murray going after it.
A lot of hockey hockey to be played on a Saturday.
At 3 o'clock right now live. I checked in on our other feed coming in from the Academy of Holy Angels with They and the Stars. James Callahan. Oh, they get by one man. Here they go. Johnson with it, has numbers, lets it go. That's stopped. Rebound. Oh, what a save by Clafton. Great opportunity there. Jet Johnson, the senior. It's his first duty we've seen from him this year so far, Mark.
Yeah, indeed. You have to like that aim. They had a 3-on-1. I think he made the right decision. At least they got the shot on goal, forced the goaltender to make a save. Kind of a squirrely little rebound, but again, Thunderhawks weathered the first real threat that the Red Knights threw at them. But again, 3-on-1, everybody says get into the open guy. You just have to make sure you get a shot on goal in some fashion. If the guy's open, you can feather the pass through. Obviously, that'd be the play to make, but at least get the shot on goal, force them to make a play. Face up outside the Grand Rapids zone, 12:23 left in a scoreless first period.
JV game played out a little bit earlier today. It was a 2-0 Red Knight win. Red Knights now 2-1 on the season at the JV level. They'll play this one back in behind. Jackson Bisson is there. Miller will play his man to the end boards as Bisson fights through traffic. I like Bisson's game, Bart. There's a quick shot that goes up over the glass from Adam Marshall, the freshman. He's going to be a dandy indeed.
Yeah, they got a couple gems in their roost, but Bisson is, as you said, a sophomore, but he plays very, very poised game. He plays a smart game as well. Plus, he's got some speed and get some opportunities. So he's going to get better as the year goes on as well.
I mean, if you can imagine what he'd look like as a senior, it's going to be pretty special. He's got the ability to put the puck in the net.
Yeah, in fact, and he's going to get his opportunities. But there's a lot of young players on both of these squads. Obviously, with the focus on Benilde St. Margaret's, they're going to be a very formidable team as the year goes on, but they're going to get better and better as they go. Doesn't hurt to have a coach like Ken Pauley either.
No, he's a grizzled veteran, and they're in their 20th year anniversary. I'm putting together a film for them. It's going to be wrapping up next week that they're going to be celebrating on the 22nd of December for their 20-year anniversary, their first state title as a school at the Class A level with that great team that had the Riddle brothers on it. Of course, they have the retired Andrew Alberts on that team, the retired sweater number 22, and you know, it was quite the team.
Well, what's funny about that, just a quick story, but I bought a Tahoe back in the day used. It was a really nice vehicle. Went in the glove box and I saw Troy Riddle's name on the previous owner, so I actually bought the Riddles. Tahoe served me well for a couple of years, but just a little fun fact.
You took his crumbs. Now it's going to be Bishop with it.
You get used to it after a while, Pete.
Barr now from the corner looks to the slot area. Who wants it? Red Knights with a quick shot by Bishop. They've had good pressure and they're really going. You know, it's tough on these back-to-backs. You play at 7 o'clock and you're back out at it in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, especially against the defending state champions.
Long pass with an opportunity. Holcomb with a look, holds it, shoots. Fratelloni makes the save as he turns that one aside.
Good choice of shots. Went blocker side about a foot off the ice. That's a difficult one to save, but a nice job. Nice decision on that. But if the Thunderhawks can get looks like that on goal, it's a pretty good situation. But Braden Holcomb showed some good speed on the left side. Went in just on top of the left dot, put a good shot on goal. But Fratelloni survived that one. Just over 10 minutes left to go in this first period.
That came off a turnover. Bishop tried to play it through his man Yakish's skates. They kind of had a misfire.
But, Pete, I think a team that's starved to kind of get on the offensive score sheet, the first thing they need to do is get offensive zone time, and the next call to order would be to just get some shots on goal and force the goaltender to make a play. And that's what I think the challenge is going to be in front of Grand Rapids today, is just get in front of Fratelloni and make him make a couple saves. If they can do that, they can have a great chance for success today.
Callahan now to the corner. Looks out front. There's a backhander that dribbles wide of the mark. Callahan to the near boards, gets some help now from Jonah Mortensen. And now the Thunderhawks will have it with Jack Peart in front. Scores! A turnover and a goal for the Red Knights. As burying that one for Benilde St. Margaret's was Charlie Warner. You'll see this turnover here, Bart, right off the side of that from the behind the net, actually. Look at that little can opener there.
But that's good angles on the forecheck by this Red Knight team. Really put him in a position of anxiety, and he got rid of the puck, put it right on Warner's stick, and he just turned and fired. I think he found 5-hole through Carter Clafton, but a one-goal lead by Benilde St. Margaret's gives him a little energy. Be interesting to see how this Thunderhawk team's going to respond.
Red Knights have been very good on the forecheck. They showed it right there.
And that's his first goal of the season.
And that came after the Thunderhawks had that partial breakaway by Holcomb, and then that chance off the side of the net that Fratelloni made the saves.
Oh.
There's a turnover, another save made there. Nice job by the sophomore on the bid from Kobe Koenig.
Boy, had support on the right side. He made the shot count. I mean, it was a good save by Fratelloni, but he had some support down there. It was three orange sweaters in front of only one defender in the white, but he got the shot on goal, and if they can keep doing that and forcing the goaltender to make plays, it bodes very, very well. Boy, the Red Knights are going to have to pay attention to that. That was kind of a trying moment for them.
Now across the line they go with it. Bassan, his shot hits traffic. Messenberg is there. I'll play that back in behind. Off the pads. Marshall tries to work it through. He's going to be bothered by Zulke. Wyatt Zulke. Up to the line. It was Yakish to play this one down. These two teams are each playing their third tilts of the season. Cameron Jagger was there, the senior. Back into Red Knight turf it goes. And across the line they go. Now, Holcomb as a sophomore has a really good motor and some good mitts for this Thunderhawk team. Shallow angle off the side of the net. Looked like they had an opportunity there, Gay. And now it's going to be back to the right wing side. Off the stick. That was Del Greco. And the Red Knights have numbers down low. 3-on-1. Oh, little backhand. Nice save made by Clafton. Here they come back the other way. Now it's the Thunderhawks 4-on-1. Oh, nifty move inside back door. Save Fratelloni. Oh, they put that one through. They're saying goal. Officials saying no. We'll see what they say. They say no goal. But here we go. We get a good look at it here, Bart Archer.
Yeah.
That turns into a 4-on-1.
Well, he did a nice job by pulling the puck over, drawing the defender over, open up some space, put it over, but put it into skates. Hard time to corral that one, but he deflected it on goal. But it was a follow-up opportunity. There really was the trying moment, but Fratelloni did a nice job of keeping that puck out of the net in a very vulnerable moment. But if Grand Rapids is showing some good speed, they're keeping up with this quick Red Knight squad, and they're turning the play up. So the transition game seems to be working for this Thunderhawk team. They're putting some pressure on the Red Knights.
Anthony Del Greco now will lean in to take the draw. Tossed from the Red Knights is Mortensen. We see a lot of that here. Warner. Foley stood up. Nice defensive play there by the Thunderhawks' Wyatt Miskovich. Long angle pass through center ice. Fratelloni moves very well. And back in behind is Sarsland. You know, you watch Fratelloni play here, and we also know we have some people watching on. The Vitelli family from Indianapolis, they got a goaltender as well who can play, and we saw Olsen. You've got Limestad. This is goaltender you. That's how I'm going to start to call it. So hello to you watching on. Did you take care of Gina?
I did not. I thought I'd leave that
Go
to
ahead.
the professional.
Gina and Jim Morkel watching on from Scottsdale, Arizona. Well, it's snowing here, folks, so I'm a little envious.
Yeah.
Actually, frankly, we went and got the Christmas tree this morning, and it felt right.
Tis
You
the
know, it's a
season.
little bit of a bite to it out there. It started cooling off, so I've been told we're going to have a snow event this weekend, whatever that means. What does that mean exactly?
Well, the weather terrace is what I call it, but it just seems like if there's a half an inch of snow.
You're hearkening Dan Barrero from
Indeed I am.
K-Fan.
Well, half an inch of snow. It took me an hour, 20 minutes to drive 12 miles home the other day. It's like we had snow 6 months ago. Did anything change? Scottsdale sounds awful nice nowadays.
I'm going to say this, Bart Archer. The first one, because you don't have the product on the roads as well as you do, it doesn't adhere and it gets a little slicker.
I get you. Better to be err on the side of caution. We want everybody to get home safely.
You guys should hear Bart Archer's play-by-play behind the car and the wheel. It's just
No, you
something. It's more stressful as a passenger hearing what he's saying.
Well, it wouldn't be passable on the Catholic
I wouldn't
Sports
quite
Network, that's for sure.
I wouldn't quite call it road rage, but it's
No.
something close. Not really. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
It's a controlled anger. Now it's going to be handled by Messenberg.
Thank you for bringing that up. I lose my maturity
Off
every
the
once in a
side
while.
of the Galahad with it. Oh.
Jeez.
No, it's the Red Knights Bishop. Somehow we work it in every year.
Yeah, appreciate it.
At the line, that's chipped rink wide. Going to be handled by Koenig, and they're going to say offside at the line. This has been a fast-moving period. 5:25 to go in it.
Well, and they're both pretty efficient teams. I was kind of wondering about Grand Rapids' speed coming in because we've seen Benil St. Margaret's enough to know that they got some pretty good speed on this team. But Grand Rapids is keeping up with them stride for stride, and they're being very effective with their sticks. But their positioning is actually very, very good. They're forcing the Red Knights to the outside. They're really contesting every piece of real estate. So it's going to be a good game from this point forward. Just 5:25 left in this first period. Benil St. Margaret's holding on to a 1-goal lead.
That one's offside at the line.
Well, Barr just couldn't sneak out of the zone quick enough on that one, but again, it would have been numbers for the Red Knights. But face off again outside the Grand Rapids zone. But Pete, I just looked back at the numbers. Last year, this Thunderhawk team really scored 39 goals for, and that would be in 25 games, so average of about 1.4, and they gave up.
Yeah, the goal scoring category.
But not only goal scoring were they challenged, but they were actually giving up so many shots on goal that it really put Gabe Holm in a tough spot. But
Shot in on Clafton.
Looks like they have a nice canvas to work with and some resources to really push it forward. I've always had an affinity for a Grand Rapids team. I love the North team. I love the orange sweaters, and I root for them to be competitive. And it looks like this year they might be able to be poised to make a run. And next year they're going to be dangerous because they have a pretty young team. Both teams have pretty good youth.
Look at your top 10, or top 20, if you will, coming into from Let's Play Hockey, Minnesota Hockey Coaches Association. As of November 28, Minnetonka took all 10 first place votes, 3-0 coming into the day. Duluth East moves up from 3 to number 2. Edina drops from 2 to 3. Andover is in at 4. What a collision course in the 7AA. It's going to be interesting with the likes of East and Andover, Clocasko, Carleton, and they got an offside call at the line. That's going to be interesting. Clocasko, Carleton in at 17. I think they're going to have something to say about it before this thing's over, where they're going to land. Cretin-Durham Hall is in at 5. St. Thomas Academy 6. Hill Murray is 7. Eden Prairie is in at 8. Chaska is 9. They lost to Eveleth a couple of days ago, so they might dip down next week.
Well, but this Andover team, I think, being number 4 spot, there's a lot of talk about Andover coming out of that section. But again, I think last year they might have snuck up on some people, a younger team but they're not going to be sneaking up on anybody now. They're on everybody's radar, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging for Andover. But they certainly have the wherewithal to do some damage.
If you're from Missouri and you need to show me, it's been either Grand Rapids or Duluth East. Yeah. I mean, what, the past decade?
Absolutely.
So Elk River in the early 2000s, but I think in the end, it's been Grand Rapids or Duluth East for the recent history.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to get through those guys, and I know everybody wants to look at and point to the Amsoil Arena and home ice advantage. I don't really buy that. Do you?
Well,
they don't. I don't know.
I don't know if it's a distinct advantage, but there is an advantage of the friendly, familiar confines.
There's a pass through the slot area. That misses the mark. Johnson plays that one up to the line as that's played down by Callahan.
You still got to play regardless of what the venue is.
Well, you do, and everybody has the same situation. There's a shot in on goal, and we've seen teams that have scored enough goals to win. They've given up leads. There's been all kinds of crazy things that have happened. In the end, you got to win the game.
You got to, is the bottom line. But Warner, very inspired. Boy, some players, you get a goal early and it raises their game for the rest of the game, and Warner looks very focused. He's got some speed, but punching one in probably settles him down a little bit. Just over 4 minutes to go in this first period. The only difference is the Warner goal previously, but a lot of offensive zone time for Benil recently in the last minute or two. So Thunderhawks are going to have to chip it out and get to work.
Face-off win will make that tough to do, Bart, and off the netting it goes.
Well, not only does Schweitzer have the quick feet, but he's also got the quick hands as well. And whenever he gets the puck, a lot of the focus will come back to the blue line when you have a guy like Schweitzer on the blue line, and even young Brady Yakish, the freshman. The defensemen on this Red Knight team know what to do with the puck, and there is a focus, but a pretty good shot, but a good busy stick by Grand Rapids to thwart that opportunity.
Fired off the boards. In front of the net. Ooh, quick on the stick to turn and get that out of there was Jagger. 3:52 to go in the period. Red Knights will control at the line. That's off the skate of McCray Murphy. And The ring will play it to the left wing side. Nice job to get away from traffic for Adam Marshall. And now it's Yakish with it. Up to the right wing. Off the stick of Bassan. It's sent back down the wall. Look out. Here's a fair look. There's a shot. They score! Oh, that took a funny carom and then on its way in. Was that Del Greco that fouled that one through?
I think it was the senior forward, Anthony Del Greco. I think he took the shot, but we'll have to look at the replay because I think it might have gone in off a Red Knight stick or skate or something, but it did fool the goalie, Fratelloni, and went over the goal line. Doesn't have to be pretty, just has to be effective. We're not at a 1:3:26 left in the first period. Grand Rapids has some positives after a lot of hard work, so it'll be interesting to see how the Red Knights respond.
That, as we say, is the old stick-to-itiveness. 1-1 late in the period. The goalie was going one way where the puck was going on the feed to the goal mouth area, and you know it's tough to change course with the big pads like that.
Oh, here we
Here
go.
they come. They got numbers again. Nice job across the line. It's Bischoff in front. Scores! Oh, like that. It's 2-1. You'll get a look off the rush here, Bart Archer.
Yeah, it really, they had the numbers coming through, good speed, and then they started to spread out a little bit. The Benilde St. Margaret defender did the right thing, trying to take out the passing lanes, but a nice little sauce pass over, and that was to Goreg that he just deposited glove side into the net. Now, definite change of offense. Grand Rapids has the mojo now up by 1, just over 3 minutes, so that didn't take long to get that goal advantage by the Thunderhawks. They have some energy now.
That was a costly turnover up. 2 of them, one off the boards, and then another. And then, you know, we've seen numbers a couple of times for both teams.
And for Goering, that's the second goal of the season.
Bischoff with it. Brandon Goring, as Bart said, his second marker on the campaign. Front of the bench area it goes. Koenig was there, sent wide of the mark. Flohog checked on the tape for Bischoff. Hits his man up in the midsection there. That was off the equipment of Goring, the goal scorer.
They're going to wave that. Red Knights coming at 2 men on the puck, so a very aggressive forecheck by the Red Knights. Nice job of finding the open man by the Thunderhawks to get the puck out of the zone pretty quickly, but the Red Knights are not shy about getting after the puck and forcing the defenseman to make a quick play.
Miller hard off the glass to the near boards it goes. Miller again. Sends it to the neutral zone, Yakish.
That's a gutsy play.
Plays it to the near side. That's cut off by Clafton. Wilson plays to the left wing boards. Sent to the goal mouth area. Here's a chance in front. Nice save, Clafton, on the bid there. That shot was laid into by Mortensen, and it's going to be gathered in by Holcomb at center. Runs into a couple of Red Knight players as he gets it deep. Fratelloni sets up off to his right side. They'll chip it to the right wing. That pass was too far. Warner looking for Johnson. No ice on the play. Johnson gets there in a hurry. He comes together with Miller from the corner as it's going to be Johnson to walk out of the corner. Cycles it down to the wing. Picked up now by the Thunderhawks as they look ahead to the right side. Check that was Brodzinski, Cooper Brodzinski, that plays that one through and offside at the line with 1:18 to go in the period.
Well, this Red Knight team, their positioning is solid, very aggressive after the puck, but it just seems like they come in waves, so even when the Thunderhawks thwart a battle, there's always a Red Knight to contest them. So I like what the Red Knights are doing in the offensive zone, but Thunderhawks are doing a pretty good job of getting out of their zone with some efficiency, and if they can control the puck through the neutral zone, good things are going to happen. Just over 1 minute and 18 seconds left in this first period. I'm sure the Red Knights want to have a final push, maybe not this thing up, but Thunderhawks just want to finish this period strong.
They'll regroup in their own zone. Jagger across the line. They're good with Miskovich into the glove of Fratelloni.
Boy, that was kind of a tough little play. It was a Miskovich shot, but it seemed to kind of knuckle a little bit. So the goaltender for the Red Knights did a nice job of tracking that one, holding on to it. Still over a minute to go. Face off in the offensive zone for the Thunderhawks. Ooh, they win it.
And they get a shot. That one misses the mark.
Boy, that was he was wide open in front of the net, and that was Murphy that had that opportunity.
Now it's going to be across the line and handled. Warner from the corner. And they'll connect to the near corner. 1:36 to go in the period.
Well, that was a nice exit by the Thunderhawks.
Peart was there. Think of the greatest rock and roll drummer of all time, Neil. I thought you were going to say the former Roosevelt Teddy coach, Tom.
I knew it was going to work into the mix at some time. I didn't know it was going to happen with 9.2 seconds left in the first period.
My word, who do I see here but my guy, John Cherney in the house. Who are we watching? Here to see Ian Barr. John Cherney, the legend, the what are you, the executive director? Is that the title? Of the Herb Brooks Foundation, Bart. You are among royalty here. He's a media legend. Bart Archer, meet John Cherney.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I looked right up at you and said, there he is. Classic stuff. 5 to go in the period. That's going to do it. As the Thunderhawks bounce back with a pair of goals and they take a 2-1 lead, as we'll get ready for the second period coming up right after this. Here we go, and it was wild between periods, Bart.
It was.
I mean, what was going on there?
Most fun I've had in a while. I got to meet a new friend.
And who was that? John Cherney.
Yes, indeed. Boy, he makes me smile. My cheeks are hurting a little bit. I just want to stay out of his way. It's good stuff. Broken twig on the ice. We know that's going to come into effect sometime.
There it is. What a spread the Red Knights have here. I'm still working it.
Yes, you are.
It was really good.
It always is.
That's some pizza presented by Papa John's. Length of the ice it goes, on net with Clafton. Out of the right wing side. Ooh, too far there. That would have been
Kobe Koenig in all alone, but it's a game of inches, and that's a glaring example of that statement.
Ooh, penalty coming up. You'll see this one right at the blue line.
Yeah, it's going to be Hunter Bischoff. He actually, Blake Messenberg has some skill, has some speed, had possession of the puck through the neutral, but again, it was Bischoff just got the lumber between the wickets. So now it's going to be an offensive zone faceoff for the Red Knights on the power play, down by 1. Quick summary of the period, as long as we have a moment. At the 6:10 mark, it was Charlie Warner scoring an unassisted goal, his first, and then at the 13:34 was Del Greco for Grand Rapids, unassisted goal, his first of the season. Then it was Gearing for Grand Rapids at the 13:57 mark from Bischoff. And that's where we stand right now, but Benilde on the power play with a great opportunity.
Oh! Looking to tie this one up.
Boy, Bisson had a wide open net, just a shallow angle, missed it by just a little bit.
Set up off to the side by the Red Knight goaltender. Fratelloni at 6 feet tall covers a lot of net. He looks bigger than that from up here. Shorty attempt across the line. Koenig gets away from Yakish, who had a man in front and wanted it. Quick slap of the stick there from Gehring. Knocked off Bison's stick. Back into the corner it goes with Koenig, nothing there. Turned back up ice by Jet Johnson. Left wing side for Bischel. Little drop pass along the way for Bisson. Back into the corner it goes. There's a shot. Oh, that might have caught something on its way in. I don't know if that hit a Red Knight player or the goaltender, but nonetheless, puck has cleared the length of the ice.
It sounded like a helmet or a mask as well. But a lot of traffic in front of the goaltender, Carter Clafton, on that. Just shot couldn't get through, but that's what Benilde wants to do, is maintain possession on the periphery, but keep that big body in front and really congest the sightlines for the Grand Rapids goaltender.
Down behind the net. Messenberg is there. They're going to protect the puck to the backhand. Nobody there. 22, the puck couldn't work its way through. Schweitzer leaves that one up. Nice job by Marshall. There's a shot. Clafton's very smooth in that. I like his quietness, Bart. He's just not a lot of noise going on when he makes the save. Puck goes in one spot. That's poked back at center. That's going to do it for the power play for the Red Knights, as now the Thunderhawks jump back to full strength. Across the line with it, Messenberg.
Well, just to dovetail up what you're saying, you don't want your goalie to be too busy. You want him to be nice and calm, and so far it looks like both goaltenders have shown some moxie out there, and they've been challenged.
Mortensen. And that one will be icing.
Well, that one just jumped over the stick of Adam Marshall. I think he would have had some space, but the Red Knights dodged a bullet, killing that penalty off. But if you're Thunderhawks, you have to feel pretty good. Even though you didn't score in the power play, you got some pretty good opportunities. You got some offensive zone time. You worked the puck. You made this team make some plays. So a nice job by killing that penalty off. We're back to 5-on-5, 13:32 left in the second period. Grand Rapids holding on to 1-goal advantage. Offensive zone faceoff.
Nice win by the Hawks. Shot deflects wide off the top of the glass, and it's gathered in by Gay. He had a big goal against the Edina Hornets the other day. That was an interesting hockey game, to say the least. We saw moments of brilliance from a young Red Knight team that was not intimidated by the big lights, bright lights of Braemar Arena. And, I mean, they've got just an all-star studded lineup over there. And they stayed with them toe-to-toe. The skating was what stood out the most.
No, absolutely, and I think that through that game, even though they dropped that contest to the Hornets, I think they gained some confidence out of that and belief in themselves. But you're right, this Benilde St. Margaret team can skate.
Gay reaches into that one. Oh, Bassan nearly pulled the trigger. They're going to have a penalty coming up. And watch this part. Right as he was loading up to let her rip from the low slot area, you'll see that Bassan is going to be tripped up along the way.
Yeah, it'll be Zulke that's going to get that penalty as well. And you'll see right there, just kind of dragged the foot and took the skates out. So a legitimate call on that one. But again, Grand Rapids is going to have to kind of keep themselves out of the penalty box, because this Benilde St. Margaret's team has a lot of speed and they have some confidence. And every time they get a power play, it seems like they get a little bit better coming out of that, even if they don't score. So challenges in front of the Thunderhawks to pick up their teammate and get through this.
Back into the corner it goes. There's a shot into the midsection.
Nice direction of the rebound by Clafton, too.
Indeed. Poke to the near boards. And now it's going to be the Red Knights with it. Marshall plays to the right wing side for Messenberg. And a snapper scores! Oh, what a quick one there. Blake Messenberg is second on the year. You'll see him snipe right here off the boards.
Yeah, in fact, it's Messenberg that went glove side just under the bar. But you can see a nice possession, working the puck around, spreading this team out, creating some space in this Messenberg just from the right dot, just up and over the shoulder of Clafton, the goaltender. We're not into two, and that's what it harkens back to. Just stay out of the penalty box. You can't give these talented Red Knights too much space with a man advantage, otherwise they're going to burn you, and that's exactly what happened. But a big goal by Messenberg. They made Wardick go close the penalty box door.
Is that a home ice thing or what?
I think it is.
It's like, what, there aren't three refs up there? It's too far. It's too far. They're fatigued.
He scores goals. He closes doors. He's doing it all for this Red Knight team.
Schweitzer. Ahead they go. Little stick handle work there by Sarsland to the right wing side. Drop pass, Mortensen to the far corner for Johnson. Plays it near side now for Mortensen. They'll catch up to it, though. The Thunderhawks are there. Mortensen shot and a save. Nice one there by Clafton.
Well, and Mortensen came out and walked out from the half wall, being challenged by Del Greco and tried to go against the grain on Clafton. Clafton with that lazy pillow, so to speak, made a really nice save on that one, covered it up. No harm, no foul, but a pretty good sequence by the Red Knights, but a good save by the Thunderhawk goaltender.
Sounds like a new product from MyPillow. Well, yeah.
I've been curious about the MyPillow. I've been thinking about it, but do you know anybody that has one?
I do.
Okay. Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's all I need.
Well, what's interesting is I'm like, okay, so there's so many pillows from MyPillow out there, and I'm going, okay, how are they going to keep this going?
Right.
And now I think they're doing like pillow tops to beds. Do we have an injury over on the far side? Looks like someone got cut on the hand or wrist.
Well, he is being attended to, and I think that would actually be Cooper Brodzinski, the junior forward, if my old eyes aren't deceiving me. But he's going to go into the locker room, so it's probably a little bit more significant than just a scrape. Not to try to get anybody excited. He doesn't look concerned or any worse for the wear, but they just want to give him the proper attention. But he's holding his right wrist, but we'll try to keep you apprised as the information becomes available.
In on goal, Clafton reaches up with the glove and makes the save.
Boy, he looked pretty calm on that one as well, and I think that was a shot from Callahan, who is really one of the unsung heroes. I mean, he's a very solid defender. Got his taste of high school hockey last year, and he looks very, very comfortable out there being a prominent player on this Red Knight squad. He's made a lot of good plays for this team so far early in the season.
Up to the line, it's going to be Callahan. Sends the shot through. And it's going to be the Thunderhawks to the right wing side. Miskovich off the glass. Big Karam wrist shot. Oh, look at that. That Karam's into the neutral zone. It's going to be Goring to come away with it. Left wing. Oh, a nice pick off in the neutral zone by Callahan. Plays that back to Callahan again. And sent in by Yakish. Bassan. Off the skate of Johnson. Bassan now slashing penalty. Or is this on the Red Knights?
I think it's going to be on the Red Knights. Jet Johnson, I think, for a slash. Boy, he did it right in front of the referee, and it had a noise that actually resonated through the rafters of the rec center, but he's going to spend 2 minutes in the box. Good opportunity to kind of get some of that momentum back by Grand Rapids. I really like the way that the Red Knights are moving the puck to the open man. For a young team, they're playing with a lot of poise. But this Thunderhawk team, I mean, the contrast immediately that stands out to me is the speed on this team. Last year, they didn't really have that speed, and I'm talking about the Benton, the Heitkamps, and those kind of players, Burnson. You know, they were good hockey players. I'm not trying to diminish their skills, but this is a very, very quick Thunderhawk team, and that bodes very, very well for the Chris Marinucci and the coaching staff.
Miller behind the net. Get to see that power play employed for the Thunderhawks. One time, oh, they had a man open off the back door.
Boy, I don't know if that was a pass or a missed shot, but it almost a trying moment for the Red Knights.
They had a good angle there. Ooh, two Red Knight players collide.
Well,
one of them was Sarsland.
Yeah, and he's a little slow to get up. I think there was a point of concern where he had to take a personal inventory. He deems himself okay. So, boy, it got a little congested out there. Bodies all over, but everybody's up and skating away. That's the most important part. But on offensive zone faceoff, 1:30 left in the penalty to the Red Knights, Jet Johnson. So, again, faceoff very important for the Thunderhawks.
To the left point, to the near point. Miller through everyone. Bischoff. Stick on that for Ian Barr and up and out of play.
Boy, that's a dangerous pass back to the point, especially when there's a Red Knight. Ian Barr has got some speed and he's got some offensive skill as well, but kind of a trying moment. So really a nice job by Jack Pert to hold that in, even consequentially the whistle, but that's not a bad play for that situation.
Callahan now from the near corner. Hard off the glass, the length of the ice it goes. 10 minutes remaining in the period. 1:09 to go in the power play. Pert with it. Touches it to the left side. Now in the middle for Goring. Across the line, Callahan takes it away and launches it down the ice.
Well, Warner did a nice job at the blue line to interrupt his stick. Kind of had him lose possession, but he had speed coming in, so really nice play by Charlie Warner.
Offside at the line.
Well, again, a very heady play by number 19, James Callahan. He had, I believe it was number 12, Hunter Bischoff, that forced him into the zone. He really didn't give an avenue to stay out, so a whistle at that juncture wasn't a bad play for the Red Knights, so they can get some fresh legs out of the ice face-off outside the Red Knight zone. 42 seconds left in the penalty to Johnson. Boy, there was a 12-7 advantage in the faceoff dot for the Red Knights in the first period, but I think that Grand Rapids has turned the tide on that. They've had some great success in the dots.
You know, a good faceoff man will always make adjustments and not settle for what's going on. You know, Bart, and you know, if you draw against the same guy and he keeps beating you the same way, you got to make that adjustment, and that's part of the game that you don't see regularly.
And that can separate the good players from the great players.
Indeed. Now it's Marshall. He's dangerous across the line, shorthanded. Wanted to work a move. That didn't fool his man defensively. That was Jagger. Plays that one up to the neutral zone now on the stick of Holcomb. His shot rolls in on the glove of Fratelloni. He's going to hang on. We'll face off in the Red Knight zone 5-on-5.
Well, it was Del Greco. Kind of got caught a little flat-footed. It was 3-on-2 to a particular degree, but he didn't have any forward really momentum going, so he just opted to put the puck in on goal, and it just ramped up into Fratelloni's glove, and he opted to hold on to that. So both teams got a chance to get the fresh legs out. We're just about the halfway point of the second period. A little bit more plotting in this period than it was in the first, but we're not at it too. It's been a good contest so far.
Yeah, very plotting to say the least.
Not as much room to move as there was in the first period. Teams are starting to settle in.
Oh, that one. Fratelloni's been very good.
Yeah, he looks comfortable too, and And if there's one thing that Coach Ken Pauley would love to have is a nice bevy of talented goaltenders. And it looks like from what we've seen early in this year, he's got some resources to draw from, and he also has senior Johnny Vitelli back in the Roost too. So I don't think goaltending is going to be a problem for the Red Knights this year.
No, it won't. Just shot it on goal, and that's Clafton that makes the save.
Well, and that was a pretty good shot by Sarsland on that one, just on top of the right circle. Got a good wrist shot off, but again, nice job by Clafton to receive that puck, as there was support by the Red Knights in front, but nary a second chance opportunity.
Barr on to cycle this one behind. By the way, Bart, I looked outside. That snow we were talking about.
Yeah.
I hope you have a scraper.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your arm.
No.
I know
Actually,
that.
I have a shovel, I have a scraper, I have all kinds of things. I've lived in the state for a while, so nothing really surprises me.
Did you park out back here in the executive lot?
No, I don't do that, Pete. I don't have the panache and the stroke that you do.
Well, I'm going to make you drive around and bring it to me. So I don't have a scraper. 7:48 to go.
We'll negotiate. But I did get a good spot out front, which is unusual at the rec center. Normally parking is a bit of a challenge. It wasn't today because I got here for the JV game, so I might have to do that more often.
Yeah. Bischel. Now he's cut off by Miller. Cody Miller was in on that play. Thanks for joining us here at mnhockey.tv in conjunction with the CatholicSportsNetwork.org. We're working both of them. Catholic Sports Network, of course, covers Academy of Holy Angels, Benilde St. Margaret's, Providence Academy, and Holy Family Catholic for select games for most. For Benilde St. Margaret's and the Academy of Holy Angels, they have a little more of an aggressive schedule that crosses not only hockey but basketball, football, and other sports. Bischoff. Goring was there. Give us a follow, if you will. We'll have plenty of information at MN Hockey TV on Twitter. Bischel across the line. Pad save Clafton. Puck's loose. Nice job to peel that out of there by Bischoff.
Oh, Messenberg had a great opportunity. Got kind of stuck in his skates, but Thunderhawks dodged the bullet on that one.
Play to the near boards. Goring. Now it's Warnert. Marshall. In on goal. That's stopped by Clafton. And 6:34 shows on the clock for period number 2.
You know, this is a line that I've kind of grown a little fond of, and it's Warnert with Mortensen, and it looked like it was Marshall as well, but Marshall's going to come off, but they've been very effective. They played very, very well together, complement each other in a very favorable fashion. Oh.
Wrist shot from the line, misses the mark. That came in from Sarsland. Pert was there for the Thunderhawks. Gets away from the forecheck. Nice job with the strength of the stick handling. No ice on the play. Schweitzer swats it to the left wing boards, looking for Johnson. The quick clapper taken there from the blue line.
That was a good shot by Del Greco. Nice and low, tippable.
Pert now in on goal again. Fratelloni makes the save. Ooh, they wanted to get through the neutral zone there with Warnert. I think that hit a Thunderhawk player up on the bench. Well, up and out of play.
The Thunderhawks are showing some confidence. They aren't bailing on the blue line when the puck is on the Red Knight stick, so they're showing some confidence holding that line. And if Warner would have got that one back, he would have gone in all alone. But I like the aggressive nature of that Thunderhawks team because the forwards are coming back to support, so the defense can take those types of chances. But face-off just outside the Red Knight zone. 5:52 left in the second period. We're not at the 2.
Red Knights work at D to D. Foley. Now Callahan. Nice job to the slot. That one up off the glass. I'll pinch this one down. That hits traffic and behind the net. Nice job to play that one away there for Bassan as he plays it behind the net for Barr. Barr and Bassan, they have Gay open in the slot area. Good defensive posture, very patient by the Thunderhawks. Barr kept to the outside, his shot's blocked. Up to the line, Foley back into the far corner. Reached for and grabbed by Holcomb. They look to play this one up ice, and Barr spun off the puck. Bumped off the boards. Nice little cycle job there for Holcomb on the break out of the zone. Broberg, that gets away from him. Into the corner it goes for Foley. They looked out front, trying to find their man in Holcomb. And it's going to be the Red Knights, Ian Barr. Stopped at the line, Schweitzer. Oh, they tipped that one up over the top of the goal. Now it's Foley again. Schweitzer's shot misses the mark. Callahan is there. Zulke tried to work it through a couple of Red Knights. Big collision, a nice body there by Holcomb. Red Knights applying pressure here the last couple of minutes with some good offensive zone work, but the Thunderhawks have limited the scoring chances or blocked shots just like that. One-timer, Schweitzer scores! Oh, that's about a great shift there and working hard to make it happen, Bart.
Well, indeed, and it was a good shot by Schweitzer, just up and over the shoulder, a clap to the goaltender glove side. But again, the physical part of the game is picking up on both sides, but just drew the defender in. A lot of space back there for Schweitzer, and he just let a one-timer go, and that puck had eyes. I think there was some congestion in front of Clafton. I don't think he saw that one, but beat him clean. Now the advantage for Benilde St. Margaret's by a goal. 4:09 left in the second period. But the physical part of this game is picking up. But a lot of activities, not a lot of shots on goal, but that one was very effective by Schweitzer.
You know, they say you shouldn't toot your own horn, but who can toot it better? How about the camera work there? I mean, you can see these pucks clearly into the end. This HD video is as good as it gets. Very happy with what we're outputting here. Nice job, Todd Grover, on the camera.
As always.
Our guy Grover. That one was good at the line. Bischel from the slot, pad save. Now to the corner it goes.
Boy, that was a good shot too.
Essenberg brought down. Now it's Koenig back out of the zone. 3-2 the score in favor of the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights. After they fell down to a deficit of 2-1. Oh, bodies flying everywhere. It's going to be on here behind the net. Bischel wants to fight.
Well, I don't think Bischel's picking the right battle, because I don't think he was the one that actually got on the goaltender. But again, the Thunderhawks are just going to the net. It's up to Benilde St. Margaret's to block them out, but they took some exception to that. But Spirits are getting a little amped up right now. But the Thunderhawks are showing some moxie and some wherewithal, but it's going to be Bischel that's going to go to the bench or go to the penalty box. That doesn't put it, so they're going to take them both, which is the appropriate call. It shouldn't be an advantage either way, but you have to protect your goaltender. But I thought that they kind of a little overreacted, because I don't think there was anything malicious on the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks in that respect. But we should be 5-on-5.
Take them each. Yep, nothing on the board. 2-minute minors each for roughing, I'm sure.
And it looks like Fratelloni's no worse for the wear in goal either. Looked a lot more dramatic than perhaps it was, but emotions are
They're
elevating.
in Kevlar, Bart.
Yes, emotions are elevating a little bit. Important face-off for both teams. 3:19 left in the second period. Benilde St. Margaret's holding on a 1-goal advantage.
Off the draw to the net they go. Back up to the line. Played back in behind. This is 5-on-5. Callahan. Jet Johnson is there. Gets away from the check of Del Greco. And off the stick of Murphy. Turned over. Stood up on the play as Warner. Back in behind it goes. Jagger is there. And now it's going to be gathered in by Schweitzer. Schweitzer's pass misses the mark, and this will be played back in behind the net. Barr with it. Or check that. That was Callahan, rather, that plays that one in. Out of the zone cleanly are the Thunderhawks, but Callahan stops that in the neutral zone. Inside out. Check that. That's Jagger with it. That misses the mark. Johnson stood up with a check. Foley comes away with it. And the Thunderhawks had it momentarily off the stick of Murphy. And at center ice it goes. Red Knights change. Here come the Thunderhawks to the right wing side with Holcomb. And that one's offside at the line. 2:02 to go in the second period.
Well, Grand Rapids is fortunate they had possession. They had 4 Thunderhawks over by the Benilde St. Margaret's bench. So if Benilde had possession, they had a lot of room to move. But again, Grand Rapids doing a good job of pushing the puck up the ice. Nice challenge by the Red Knights to force that faceoff outside the zone. But I really like what Grand Rapids is doing through the neutral zone. A lot of times the challenge against the Red Knights is speed, and it looks like the Thunderhawks are able to match that, at least so far in this period.
Zulke will play this around behind. Red Knights bar was there. Played back up in center. Thunderhawks deep in touch. Now it's Schweitzer. He has the go-ahead goal at 3-2 for the Red Knights. Bassan will try to work through a check. Gets it down behind the net. Nice play by the winger, speedy winger, as that one rolls its way back up to the line. Sarson with good wheels to get there. He's going to have to toe the line as they regroup, get back onside. Barr. Now it's played up the left wing boards by Bassan, and Schweitzer will gather it behind the net. He'll have some pressure coming from Holcomb, and he'll play over to Bassan out of the left corner. Ooh, wanted to bump that off the end boards, lost the handle, gets it back, instead swings it to Barr up high. Flohog is there, and he'll send it right back in, left side of Fratelloni. Sarsland puts the leather down on his man. Schweitzer is there as well. Barr now, ahead he goes. Off the stick of Gay. Now it's Koenig. Goring stood up by Schweitzer, turned it over, played back in behind with 30 to go in the period. Through the slot area. Now it's Marshall. Hounded from behind. Nice defensive play by Goring, the junior, to make the play. In the skates of Koenig, couldn't quite handle. And now it's Bischoff. Off a glove to center ice. Callahan gets some leather on his man. Now it's going to be Miskovich across the line. Went high with the shot. Partially deflected by Fratelloni. And Bart, that's going to wind down period number 2. Quite entertaining. Lots going on there.
Yeah, first period was a little wide open. This one got a little plotting. I'd be curious to see how the third period is going to start. But Benilde comes out of the period with a 1-goal advantage. So really turned the tides a little bit. And the goal scoring was Messenberg and Schweitzer for the Red Knights. So the big boppers are coming out to play. But I was very impressed with the way Grand Rapids held on. They've had some continuity in their play. They didn't have their peaks and their valleys. They defended quite well. So this promises to really be a nice third period. So a little something for everybody, so don't go away.
Welcome back, everybody. We're ready to start the third period here with these two teams. I've got John Cherney and Bart. Here, Bart, will you give John your headsets for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
John Cherney, of course, the executive director of the Herb Brooks Foundation. Here watching Ian Barr play some hockey. Of course, his father and you are very good friends, and you have quite the role. And you know what? You've been very good in the media industry for a very long time, and I've seen you hold some very high-end roles. But this one, of all the ones I've known you to do, really seems to you enjoy it.
Well, thanks, Pete. First of all, thanks for the nice words. And yeah, my buddy Mark Barr, who used to be the hockey operations director at the Gophers for 20 some odd years, his son is the captain of the Knights here and is playing hard. But yeah, you're right. This gig I've got now with the Herb Brooks Foundation is really a lot of fun. We're helping young kids get exposed.
Shallow angle. Sorry, I want to jump in there.
You're right. Good call.
That Marshall, good freshman there. Gets physical. We're 5-on-5, by the way, here to start the third. But keep going. Sorry,
yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
So we're just trying to expose the game to kids in the metro area who might not get a chance to be exposed to the game, and we're always looking for other ways of expanding the way we touch people. One
of the things about the game, and I mean, it's the white elephant in the room. It's not the cheapest. Well, youth sports across the board. I mean, even if you're in dance or gymnastics, whatever it is, it's expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes into training. It goes into a lot of things. What types of things are you guys doing to make it accessible for players?
Right, and we provide the equipment, transportation, the ice time, everything that you need to get started in the game. And actually right now, go ahead, Pete. I think
Tell me about transportation.
Yeah, Maury's Automotive is a big-time partner of ours, and they help shuttle the kids throughout Minneapolis to get to the rinks. And without them, we would have a very difficult time of executing our plan. So we can't thank the friends Carl Schmidt, Ben Robertaccio, and Joseph Souza. These guys have been awesome in terms of helping young kids get involved in hockey. And they love it, too. I mean, they love being around the kids, and they love the game, too.
So for those of our listeners that are a part of this and want to learn more about the Herb Brooks Foundation, where do they go? What do they do?
A couple places. You go right to our website, herbrooksfoundation.com. Check us out on social media. We've got a Twitter account, Facebook, as well as Instagram, and Kelly Brooks Paradise, has a lot to do with our social media, as does Callie Funk, who also oversees our Rink Rats program. She plays for the Whitecaps as well.
That's right, she does.
So, so we've got people who are really engaged and care about the game who are helping us. And we have lots of advocates and, people like Paul Fletcher and Mark Parrish. And we've got Ryan Carter with the Wild has been a big fan of who's now helping them out. And he's retired now, but he's been a big fan of what we do, too. And we're open for business. Anybody who wants to help us out, we're ready to take you on.
24/7, 365, right?
Yeah, I mean,
one of the things that we've talked a lot about from all of this is, there's a big check. Scores! Oh, what a play there! They come up with a body in the slot area, and then watch this. They'll just bury her right here. You'll see us pick it up here in the slot. There's a big check there that forces a turnover, and that becomes a shallow angle. Fratelloni goes from left to right, can't get there quick enough. And we're now tied at 3.
What a beautiful goal that was.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, the skill level of the high school kids today
that's one of the things
really
we've
fantastic.
Talked about. Bart and I have been doing this forever. That was Goring with his second goal. That one of the game. Early on here, we're tied at 3 with a terrific one. One more quick thing for you. We talked about the level of players. You've got the Herb Brooks Award. It's such a cool thing at the end of the state tournament when they award the scholarship to the players. How do you go about that? It's just high school hockey. Obviously, someone had to get into that a little bit. How do you go about awarding that?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
There's a committee that for both boys and girls, A and AA, that decide who the winner is. And it's not just about your skill on the ice. It's what you're doing in the community, what you're doing as being a good teammate. It's really all about character development, and that's the other thing that we're trying to do. Is we're really in the business of building character among young people. Now, I think as we go farther, with Dan Brooks and Kelly and our board, and Ross Bernstein is our president of the board, and we've got people like Bill Weller involved, who is actually Herbie's cousin, and we've got a lot of, and Todd Johnson, who's the CEO of the National Sports Center, and he's very, very politically and connected in sports as well. We're always looking at different ways of expanding our footprint and how we can touch maybe more coaches, more parents, in addition to the kids. So keep an eye on that, and then before we know it, it's going to be 2020, and that'll be the 40th anniversary of Miracle on Ice. So there's going to be all kinds of festivities for that.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, isn't that great? I'm sure you remember
40.
where you were at that day.
You know, the great part is I was 13, and we were out in the driveway shooting some pucks, me and my buddy from across the street, and it was on the radio because they're always tape delayed, and we were sort of listening.
Who were you when you were shooting pucks? Who were you?
Oh,
who were you?
It was a given. I was Guy.
Yeah, Guy Lafleur.
Because of the hair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
did you get
still
it
have that? You still have
the
that?
mane.
Yeah.
I know. No way.
You flew in the wind. Yeah.
The flower. But where were you?
I was a junior in college at the University of Maryland, and I remember watching or hearing about it, and then
after the game just concluded.
Yeah,
right?
I heard, and then it was on tape delay, like you just said, and I said to myself, just the way they're talking, it sounds like somehow or another the United States may have won this doggone game, and lo and behold, they did.
And amazingly, they did after they got just buried out in that exhibition at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
but it's funny when you hear Herbie and everybody else talk about it. They didn't think they were that bad.
Right.
And that was a rough night. And things just worked out in Lake Placid. Well, we gotta get Bart Archer back in here. He's been taking notes like a madman over there on the game. But John, positive energy oozes from your every being. And you can't have a better leader than you have in what you're doing at the Herb Brooks Foundation. But it's great for this great sport of hockey and the state of hockey, and everything you do is appreciated. And thank you for all that you do.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, here we are at the Benilde St. Margaret's Grand Rapids game. Ken Pauley is also on our board, coach of Benilde.
Boom.
So I really need to give him a shout out, because we talk a lot about what we can do for the coaches, and Ken is in my ear a lot about that. And I think there's more we can do, and like I said earlier, stay tuned. We're going to try and do that. Let me flip it over to Bart.
There are people that talk, and there are people that do, and Ken Pauley does.
Yep.
No question.
Yeah, we love him.
All right, John, good to talk to you, buddy.
Take
care.
Yep, here's Bart.
That was John Cherney, the Executive Director of the Herb Brooks Foundation, officing up at the National Sports Center in Blaine. Bart, welcome back.
No, I'm happy to defer.
Off the boards it goes. Callahan was there. Back to center ice now. It's going to be Goring to forecheck, and it's turned back by Yakish. Jet Johnson stood up, but still gets it deep. This game has been really well played. Shots on goal after the second period favored the Red Knights 21-15, as Clafton has had some tough saves to make. He's impressed me very much so far tonight. Mortensen, out of the corner it goes. Pert is there. Miller gets away from one man. Out of the right wing side on stride. That's going to be Pert with it. Gets a little bit of a stick in the hips there, turned off, but still gets it on goal. Fratelloni, nice save, and it's going to be Warner. He can move. Puts on the brakes, and there he is. Clafton to make the save and hang on.
Boy, that was a good quick release by Warner, too. Showed the quick hands, just checked up by the left dot, just on the outside of the circle. Put a good shot on goal, but Clafton corralled that one. But no, I'm happy to defer. John is a very charming man. I enjoyed our conversation between periods, and certainly a very valid foundation, so I'm more than happy to take a step back and give the public a little bit of a reprieve from my voice as well as the bad deal.
Why would you do that? How are the pretzels?
I didn't have one.
Whose were they?
John's. He brought them for us, so trying to sustain our energy level.
He's been an eating machine here out of the trough. Now it's going to be behind the net, grazing like the cows. Mortensen, he's had a good game tonight.
Yeah, a lot of good showings by both squads. This has been a very intense period, a quick pace.
Schweitzer ahead to Gay. Accelerates toward Clapton. Nice job, nice save, and then Gay gets straight up lit up. That was a nice little bull rush up the middle on the turnover with the body in the neutral zone.
Well, and Gay's a pretty big body, but it was Perth that did a nice job of at least interrupting the stride. But one thing I liked about Cooper Gay going in is he didn't migrate to the forehand. He kept it on the backhand and forced Clapton to make a pretty decent save. Held on to it, but kind of a trying moment. We're knotted at 3, 10:53 left in this third period. Been a good one.
Bassan now to take the draw for the Red Knights. Del Greco as well. Del Greco now with it. Loses it though. Red Knights playing with more confidence here in the third period. Passing game has really increased. Gay has Sarsland to the net. The defenseman works his way to the slot area. Instead, it's going to be the big Karam to center. That's a nice body played by Bassan across the line. Thunderhawks stay on side. Callahan, nice job to keep that puck alive. Picked up by Murphy to the end boards. He'll get it back. And a long pass. They try to angle behind the defense, but Callahan does a nice job to cut that off as he made the read. Zulke will have to hurry as he's bothered by Barr. Zulke plays it to an open wing. Chipped into the equipment. That by Flohog as the Red Knights off the bench behind Bischel, and Schweitzer will gather it in. Schweitzer leaves off. Up out of the zone, it's going to be Yakish. Koenig. Bischel gets a stick on him. Koenig, oh, he was going through some serious gauntlet action there. Bischel has an opening, pulls it, shoots. Nice save, Clapton. And into the net hard they go again.
Well, good support for the Thunderhawks by Cody Miller, the sophomore defenseman. He blocked it out, but kind of a trying moment. But one thing the Red Knights have done is they're not only sending everybody to the net, they're getting 4 deep if they have possession in the offensive zone, but they're coming back and covering. So if the Thunderhawks do get a push through the neutral zone, they're looking at 1-on-2, 1-on-3, 1-on-4. So Benot playing a very sound game, but nice job by Clapton to keep the initial one out of the net, but nice support by Cody Miller to really thwart what would have been a pretty good opportunity for this Red Knight team. 9:23 left in this third period. Face-off outside the Thunderhawk zone.
Win by the Red Knights. Mitted down there by Cody Miller. Schweitzer comes away with it. Calmly through traffic. Bischel tried to find his man in front. That was Marshall. He goes down on the puck behind the net and plays it through. Thunderhawks, Miller was working so hard to wiggle that puck loose. He finally does. The whistle blows, and he was like, really?
Yeah, he turns around to the ref and wants qualification on that one. But
kind of don't blame him.
But they're doing a nice job of because there's a lot of offensive push by this Red Knight team. They're coming back and supporting, so there are layers of defense on this Thunderhawk squad to really stop that forward progress. But the Red Knights very focused, very determined, but very aggressive offensively.
Again in the face-off circle, the Red Knights in this period doing a terrific job. And for the game, looking for their face-offs here, Bart Archer. There they are. It's the Red Knights with a 23-16 margin after 2 periods.
Looked like Grand Rapids had some success in the dots when they needed to, and they had the man advantage. But Red Knights have always been pretty good in the dots, at least so far early in this season.
Icing the call. Did a game last night. It was Eden Prairie and Benilde St. Margaret's from this very surface, which was a 1-1 tie that went into overtime and ended that way. And you kind of start getting the feeling that maybe that's going to be the situation here.
Well, it certainly could be. As torrid as the pace was to start this third period, it seems like things have kind of settled down just a little bit, but both teams are contesting, which is what you want to say, but 8:25 left to go. It's going to be an exciting eight and a half minutes to finish this regular timeout.
Warnick try to get through a couple of players there. It's going to be handled by Brous. Held in by Warner again. Plays it to the far wing, and it's going to be picked up off the boards. That's Pert with it. Ahead to Holcomb. Stopped on the play right in front of the blue line, and Johnson now. He's going to try and make a play. Nope. He's going to be stopped by the defense. Red Knights though support and maintain possession. Sarsland, look at him go. This freshman backhand. Oh, he nearly made a short side bid there that was shut down. Now the Thunderhawks again. Sauce one the length of the ice, and icing will be the call. When you look to the left, in that corner right there, that ice really wouldn't need any Zamboni work. This puck's been really worked over here in the rapid zone so far in this period.
Yeah, but again, as far as the silver lining on the otherwise dark cloud for Coach Marinucci is there's been a lot of offensive zone time for Benil, but they've done a good job of protecting the middle of the ice, so Clafton hasn't really been called on to make too challenging saves. But you're right, Benil is pushing the pace of the play, and the Thunderhawks are hanging on though.
Out of town scoreboard in the third period. They've got a runner at Richfield as the Academy of Holy Angels taking Bloomington Kennedy out to the woodshed 7-1.
Well, and I was looking at the scoreboard between periods. It looked like Duluth East was in a pretty tight contest with Wayzata at pick. And I think Duluth East was up 2-1 at that point. And that's the first game of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
For the Hounds.
For the Hounds.
Wayzata, of course, played a couple of games last week at the Turkey Trot. Oh, nearly dangerous there for Marshall. This is a freshman. I can't whistle his praises enough.
Oh, I like him. Yeah, they got a lot of nice jumps in their or a lot of nice thoroughbreds in their stable, and they're going to get better as the year goes on.
Red Knights might have gotten away with one over off the far side. The physical play picking up, shot on goal, and that one was stopped by Clafton.
Well, again, another youngster, and that's Tristan Sarsland, just a freshman. On top of the right circle, put a pretty good shot on. I think he'd like to have that one back, but right into the crest of the goaltender Clafton, and he held on to face off to his right. 6:31 to go. If the goaltender from this point forward is going to get a chance to freeze that puck, they're going to do it so they can get some fresh legs out there. Hard to defend with tired legs, especially the way that this Red Knight team's been pushing of late.
Face off again, another win by the Red Knights to the blue line. Clafton, nice job. Focus on this.
Well,
shot was very good.
Absolutely, and that mimicked really the second period goal by Schweitzer on that one, but not a lot of traffic in front of him, so he able to track that puck, hold on to it, his glove, face off to his left.
Again.
Yeah.
From the corner off the stick of Bassan. Red Knights continue to maintain possession in the offensive zone. Barr plays it down. Oh, golden opportunity. Oh, he scores! What a goal. Barr.
Wow, a couple breakdowns in the Grand Rapids zone. Trouble clearing. But that puck went on Barr. He turned and fired and picked up her corner glove side. Boy, that was a snipe. And you can just see it right there. Just turned and fired from the dot, just up and over the shoulder of Clafton. Nice, clean goal. It was in and out of the net pretty quick. Goal, referee in good proximity made that call. Now it's 4-3. Advantage Red Knights. Grand Rapids got to answer back. 6:12. Time is running out, or time is of the essence. But what a snipe by Barr. I believe that's his first goal of the season. But what a big goal it was for his Red Knight team.
6:05 to go in the third period. Thunderhawks will regroup and break out of the zone. Chip back in, now 4-3 the score late in the game with 5:49 to go.
Cooper Gay with the assist.
Good to see Matt Harrington's on board.
Matty Ice.
Nobody better, baby. He's absolutely single-handedly been destroying straight destruction on our social media platform.
And I'm sure he's got a smile on his face.
He does, doesn't he?
He always does.
I love that.
If he didn't, I wouldn't recognize him probably. Keep up the good work, Matty.
Thunderhawks will work. Del Greco. Play to the near boards. Warner.
Ooh,
that one just,
goal.
yeah, I know. Rebound. Fratelloni makes the save. We haven't seen much of this extra stuff after the whistles.
Well, just a little tussle back and forth, but again, Fratelloni made the save. The puck seemed to get a little bit loose, and the Thunderhawks took a little stab at it, but Fratelloni showed a little attitude. I kind of liked it. Stood up right away, put the puck back out, but challenging moment, he rose to that occasion. But just under 5 minutes to go, but the Thunderhawks are getting some offensive zone time, so the challenge is in front of the Red Knights to thwart this forward push, but that's what good teams do. 2 players going to go to the box. Didn't get a number on it, but we're still going to be 5 on 5.
4:54 to go.
And I think it's Jakic for the Red Knights and Miskovic for the Thunderhawks.
Foot race for the loose puck. It's going to be Miller. Bischel gets there, though, and wins the battle. Bischel from the corner. He's had a spirited contest for the Red Knights as well, as he finds Marshall. Marshall, delayed penalty, Fratelloni to the bench. Marshall spins away from a check, and finally Koenig makes contact, gets a little hushy going to the shins from Marshall.
Boy, Fratelloni showed some good speed to get to that bench, but it's going to be a tripping penalty. Boy, a tough penalty to take at this juncture, but it's going to be Cody Miller that's going to go to the box for this Thunderhawk squad. Advantage now comes down to Vanilda. Obviously, 4:24 left in the third period on the power play, so offensive zone face-up. Very big face-up for this Thunderhawk team. It's a good win.
Messenberg to the corner for Marshall. Back up to the line for Schweitzer. He's got the howitzer. There's a shot that deflects wide. Goring to the line. Schweitzer can't hold. Nice job to pick that up for Messenberg. Calmly turns it up ice, dances to the slot, wanted to go top shelf, but that goes off the glass. 3:52 as it's going to be the Thunderhawks to clear that the length of the ice. Laid over there by Fratelloni. Across the line, picked up by the Thunderhawks, and they find the opening. Fratelloni moves well. Calmly plays it off the boards. He better hurry back. Ooh. That's like that no man's land decision for a goaltender. What do? Do you come out there and you got to commit and you better make a play then, you know, and he did.
Whatever decision you make, you better be definitive about it.
You better be committed, right?
Right on.
Schweitzer, left wing on the tape, back up out of the zone with Messenberg. Messenberg holds it to the corner, plays it back up. Red Knights, again, that's Marshall. Gets some help down low with Mortensen. Marshall, though, being ridden hard into the wall by Jagger. Backdoor. Oh, that was turned aside by Clafton. Bischel. I thought that was buried to the back of the net. Oh, they had Marshall trolling down low. 21 to go in the power play. 2:43 to go in the period. That Foley shot deflects up over the glass, and it's going to be handled out of the zone by Goring. At center ice, Holcomb plays to the left wing. Pert was there, and they'll slide that over. You know, you got to be thinking, if you're the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, you know, Chris Marinucci and his team, you come down, get kind of hammered by Minnetonka 8-1, then you come here and play a pretty good Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights team, a very good team, and you got a good one just less than 24 hours after the fact. Pretty good stuff. And on goal, Clafton the save.
Well, one thing that I like, we're back to 5 on 5, but one thing I like is when Grand Rapids faced with some adversity, they actually stepped up their game and answered the bell, and I think that's the most important part about it. A lot of times you can get a letdown either psychologically or physically, and I haven't seen that on this Grand Rapids Thunderhawk squad. And this is an inspired Benilde St. Margaret team, but I just like the resiliency of this Grand Rapids, but I'm very, very impressed with their speed. We're going to have a timeout. Benilde St. Margaret's 2 minutes, 6 seconds left in regulation. Coach Pauly just wants to get everybody focused, know what their roles are as it stands, but Coach Baraducci can get a game plan down as well. We're going to look for goaltender Carter Clafton, see when he might exit the goal and go on for that extra attacker. But again, it all comes down to possession, Pete. For me, if I was a coach, to put myself in Coach Marinucci's shoes, you want to pull your goaltender, give yourself the advantage, but you have to establish some semblance of continuity as far as possession. You can't just pull the goaltender to pull it. It's got to make sense. I'm sure he'll make the right decision.
For the Red Knights, this is about closing.
Yep.
And they've been so good on possession and jump that I'm sure Ken Pauly's going to say, hey, you got to finish the deal here. And that's all about doing your job and not trying to do too much. Be safe, be smart.
Absolutely. No question about it. In fact, if we get harken back to the Hopkins game, it was 4-4 in the third period, and it was Benilde St. Margaret. There was a man down. It was Charlie Bishop that came and put the puck in the net to finish that game out. And the more games that they can finish, the more confidence they're going to get, the more comfortable they're going to get in that situation, and the better off they're going to be. But both teams have a challenge. Benilde's is to finish this game out, and in Thunderhawks, who's been pretty much gold star all last year, has 3 on the board so far, looking to get their 4th. They got 2 minutes and 6 seconds to make that happen.
And it starts with possession off the face-off coming up. The whistles have been blown. Coaches are deciding to talk just a little bit more.
Yeah, indeed they are. But I just think, like you said, Pete, the focus is going to be on Benilde St. Margaret's. You don't want to take too many chances. They came very, very aggressive, having a 1-goal lead, but they're going to have to play smart, play proper positioning, and at least challenge the Thunderhawks in all zones. But it's going to be an exciting 2 minutes, 6 seconds, I'll guarantee you that. Face-off is going to be to Clafton's left, and it looks like it's going to be Messenberg against Koenig on the draw. Benilde St. Margaret's with possession.
And they have it from the line. That's Callahan who plays that back behind the net. And the big carom to the right wing side for Goring. Cut off by Marshall. Back on the tape for Messenberg. Marshall there. You keep that goaltender in there, they don't get the 6-on-5 offensive zone. Possession, big deal. It works, but it's Bischoff now to center. 138. Bischoff again. Now the Red Knights with Marshall. Clafton started to take a few steps out. That's offside.
Only by
it's a big break. It's a big break for the Thunderhawks.
Well, Adam Marshall showing his wares a little bit after the whistle. He's just a freshman, but he's out there kind of mucking it up. You got to like that. But again, the play's been down in the Thunderhawk zone, so Clafton cannot get out. But they're going to bring this face-off outside the zone, so that gives the Thunderhawks a little bit of an advantage if they can win this face-off and push the puck down the ice. I look for Clafton to come out for that extra attacker.
Messenberg.
They have 6 guys out there
now
right
it's a
now.
timeout for the Thunderhawks.
Okay, well, that's not a bad call. Minute 27 left in regulation time, but there was a lot of orange jerseys out there, almost one too many, so if the puck was dropped, it could have compromised their intent moving forward. But I think, coming out of that last time out, I think Benilde definitely had the advantage as far as territory-wise. It just seemed like, if the Thunderhawks got possession, the defense of the Red Knights took possession of that puck and put Clafton back in the goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's at least you're 75 feet off your goal line at this stage, and you have to win this draw and get possession because the Red Knights have been so good with the puck here in this third period. I mean, except for maybe a couple of rushes and flurries by the Thunderhawks, those Red Knights right there have really done the job on the puck here for this hockey game.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of those opportunities came from the defense of this Red Knight team being a little aggressive on the offensive blue line, and the Thunderhawks with the ability to chip it by and come in with some numbers. But I think that they're going to be playing a little bit more conservative in the final minute 27, so it's not going to be easy for the Thunderhawks, certainly within the realm of possibility, but they got some work to do, and it starts at this face-off. It's going to be Mortensen against
Messenberg
against Del Greco in the dot.
Blake Messenberg clearly has been Ken Pauly's go-to guy in the key face-offs.
You can see why he's had great success. Plus, he can play. I've been very impressed with him.
Yeah, you highlighted his name on your game sheet.
Yep.
Usually highlight guys that you want make sure you bring up and mention, and he's definitely been on your short list.
A player of focus.
Mortensen to the slot.
Here we go.
Turn back up ice. Now they have it for Goring.
Look at that back pressure by Messenberg.
Beautiful. Marshall tried to go through his man. That didn't happen, as that was Goring with some serious beef there. Now we're down to 1 minute remaining in the period. Clafton still in the goal. Can't get out. Sent right back in behind. Red Knights will send one. They try to flow and cut down the wings, making it tough on the Thunderhawks to find an opening, as it's really dicey through the neutral zone. They get it deep. There goes Clafton. On comes the sixth attacker. 40 seconds. Bischoff trying to make the play. Messenberg comes away with it. He scores as he finds the empty net, as the Red Knights take the 5-3 lead.
Well, that's Messenberg's second goal of the game. That pretty much puts the final nail in, but it just seemed like this Red Knight squad cut the ice in half and just wouldn't let them pass the red line. Once they got back, the Red Knights took possession of the puck, just got it up to Messenberg, and he put it into a yawning goal. But great effort by the Thunderhawks, but just really sound defense when they needed to play it by the Red Knights. It's 5-3, 31.3, barring something very unusual happening. The Red Knights are back on the winning track, 2-1 record going into their next game. And the Thunderhawks again drop another one, but they really have some good positive things to draw from out of these last two games.
Coming up on the MNHockey.tv on the 4th, we're going to have our first game from the Eden Prairie Community Center, Bart. It's going to be the Eagles and St. Thomas Academy, and what's going to be a good one there. And then the Academy of Holy Angels will be playing at home in their game against the Blake Bears. How good is that going to be? Two great games. Absolutely. With top teams, and that's going to do it for this one. The Red Knights with a nice sturdy 5-3 win over the Thunderhawks here at the Rec Center.
Yeah, I'd say if you're Coach Ken Pauley, you have to feel awful good about the way your team played. Yes, they gave up 3 goals, but they played very sound defensively. They put the pressure on offensively, really put the Grand Rapids into a defensive mode throughout most of the game. But possession, Red Knights had a distinct advantage, but very impressed with the speed of this Grand Rapids team. Last year they looked a little like they were chasing the play a little bit, but positioning was good, defensive support was good, goaltending was solid, so a lot of good things for Coach Marinucci and the Thunderhawks moving forward. But what a great afternoon contest today for your Saturday viewing pleasure. We appreciate you joining us for yet another outstanding contest. We're picking some good games and seeing some good hockey so far early in this 2018-19
we're getting
campaign.
lucky.
Yeah, indeed.
That's all working. So a couple of games coming up for you on Tuesday. We're going to hear from head coach Ken Pauley on Pauley's podcast. You can subscribe to that on iTunes or Anchor Podcasts, and also find it on the MNHockey.tv. For our entire crew that's been with us from bell to bell here today, started all the action at 12:30. Now we get to go out in the heavy snow.
I'm looking
Everybody drive safe out there. For Bart
absolutely.
Archer and Todd Grover, I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.